After launching the Uzach small 8-axis switch, Cedar Studio, this time we bring you the Gi switch, also paired with the Yusachi shaft of the Chikawa Group armor tube, is a Meixiang type switch manufactured by Shuhua. The small 8-axis switch is a more specialized switch made by Jianjike OEM. This time, the G switch is a switch made by Hejushingdeng, with a slightly emerald resonant tone. It basically covers the 10-degree axis pattern phenomenon of this raw oil type. This sound is the focus, so let's take a look at how it goes. First, in terms of appearance, the pure white top cover, the pale pink shaft and bottom shell are also quite similar. This soft pink is still very pleasing and versatile. In terms of specifications, the PA12 has been improved. The P5 bottom casing POM shaft is about 2.0 treatment. It forms around 3.5 with 2 types of pressure. The choices are set to 37 starts, 42 units and 45 units starting with 50 units. Sound control is excellent. In this subtle, standard level swap state, a faint shaft friction sound, there is no obvious separation of this quality. Noise doesn't talk about face-to-face or phonetic. Compound soil is relatively dry and flat, crisp, leaning towards the old gray wood core. The rebound is louder. The overall sound is very focused. Simply put, it's hard to tell the difference when you're fully in a state. Here, let's make a quick comparison with yogurt porridge on the noodle kit. From my personal listening experience, yogurt processing makes the sound smoother, a bit fuller. Collection, a more biased commentary of this type. Pure crisp sound. Then let's listen to the performance of the superiors together. In terms of feel, the axle stability is on the tight side. However, the feel of the startup is somewhat improved. Overall, the formation is still considered a relatively tight type. After all, it's Huamuxin. But compared to old Hui Mushin, it was much more comfortable. So those who understand the feel of Huamuxin get it. No matter how grand the talk, how to adjust. It's basically just the difference between mild tightness and very tight grip. This G-switch is the slightly tighter mode, so I can't say the feel is excellent. But it was definitely much better than before. Compare some Fengxin Z. For crisp switches like Jian Blue, the difference in feel is quite obvious. The overall pressing sensation is also dry and slippery. It falls between oily and dry areas, making overall smoother flow. There is no unusual sensation of intestinal moisturizing intervention. There's no obvious sandy feel. To sum up this G-switch simply, it's all about sound. It was the crisp feeling of old Konbu's heart. The feel is a bit more comfortable with the recent new Kunbu heart. This white-pink combination is also very pleasing to the eye. Recently, Fengxin's bottom casing has also been adjusted, nor will you see large buckles like the Yogurt TTRI. It's very difficult to install grooved inner pots anymore. Business opportunities are very easy. It was like reminiscing about the little bottom shell of Laofeng Fengxin. Mom no longer needs to worry. I pretended to be sick of those two things at the beginning. That's it for this video. See you next time. Bye bye.